before we begin. Mary Wollstonecraft was an English writer, philosopher, and one of the earliest advocates for women's rights. Living during the late 18th century, she challenged the belief that women were inferior to men and argued that they deserved the same education, opportunities, and freedom to think for themselves. Her ideas helped lay the foundations of the modern women's rights movement and continue to inspire readers around the world. But beyond her public writings was a deeply personal story. The letters you are about to hear were written to Gilbert Imlay, the man she loved. They reveal her hopes, her joys, her doubts, and her heartbreak, in her own words. This is not a novel. These are the real love letters of Mary Wollstonecraft. You may occasionally hear an unfinished name, or only a title such as Mr. or Doctor. Those omissions are part of the surviving historical text, where certain names were removed by later editors. They have been preserved exactly as they appear in the original publication. Every uncertainty, every heartbreak, remains exactly as she left it more than 2 centuries ago. Welcome to She Reads Tales, and now, her love letters. Letter 1. 2 o'clock, Paris, June 1793. My dear love, after making my arrangements for our snug dinner today, I have been taken by storm and obliged to promise to dine at an early hour with the Miss, the only day they intend to pass here. I shall, however, leave the key in the door and hope to find you at my fireside when I return, about 8 o'clock. Will you not wait for poor Joan, whom you will find better? Until then, think very affectionately of her. Yours truly, Mary. I am sitting down to dinner, so do not send an answer. Letter 2. Past 12 o'clock, Monday night, Paris, August 1793. I obey an emotion of my heart, which made me think of wishing thee, my love, good night before I go to rest, with more tenderness than I can tomorrow, when writing a hasty line or two under Colonel I. You can scarcely imagine with what pleasure I anticipate the day when we are to begin almost to live together, and you would smile to hear how many plans of employment I have in my head, now that I am confident my heart has found peace in your bosom. Cherish me with that dignified tenderness which I have only found in you, and your own dear girl will try to keep under a quickness of feeling that has sometimes given you pain. Yes, I will be good, that I may deserve to be happy. And whilst you love me, I cannot again fall into the miserable state which rendered life a burthen almost too heavy to be borne. But good night. God bless you. Sterne says that is equal to a kiss. Yet I would rather give you the kiss into the bargain, glowing with gratitude to heaven and affection to you. I like the word affection because it signifies something habitual, and we are soon to meet, to try whether we have mind enough to keep our hearts warm. Mary, I will be at the barrier a little after 10 o'clock tomorrow. Yours. Letter 3. Wednesday morning, Paris, August 1793. You have often called me, dear girl, but you would now say good. Did you know how very attentive I have been to thee ever since I came to Paris? I am not, however, going to trouble you with the account, because I like to see your eyes praise me, and Milton insinuates that during such recitals there are interruptions, not ungrateful to the heart, when the honey that drops from the lips is not merely words. Yet, I shall not, let me tell you before these people enter, to force me to huddle away my letter. Be content with only a kiss of duty. You must be glad to see me, because you are glad, or I will make love to the shade of Mirabeau, to whom my heart continually turned whilst I was talking with Madame, forcibly telling me that it will ever have sufficient warmth to love, whether I will or not. Sentiment, though I so highly respect principle. Not that I think Mirabeau utterly devoid of principles. Far from it. And if I had not begun to form a new theory respecting men, I should, in the vanity of my heart, have imagined that I could have made something of his. It was composed of such materials. Hush, here they come. And love flies away in the twinkling of an eye, leaving a little brush of his wing on my pale cheeks. I hope to see Doctor this morning. I am going to to meet him, and some others are invited to dine with us today. And tomorrow I am to spend the day with. I shall probably not be able to return to tomorrow, but it is no matter, because I must take a carriage. I have so many books that I immediately want to take with me. On Friday, then, I shall expect you to dine with me. And if you come a little before dinner, it is so long since I have seen you, you will not be scolded by yours affectionately, Mary. Letter 4. Friday morning, Paris, September 1793. A man, whom a letter from Mr. previously announced, called here yesterday for the payment of a draft. And, as he seemed disappointed at not finding you at home, I sent him to Mr. I have since seen him, and he tells me that he has settled the business. So much for business. May I venture to talk a little longer about less weighty affairs? How are you? I have been following you all along the road this comfortless weather. For when I am absent from those I love, my imagination is as lively as if my senses had never been gratified by their presence. I was going to say caresses, and why should I not? I have found out that I have more mind than you in one respect, because I can, without any violent effort of reason, find food for love in the same object much longer than you can. The way to my senses is through my heart. But forgive me, I think there is sometimes a shorter cut to yours. With 99 men out of 100, a very sufficient dash of folly is necessary to render a woman piquant. A soft word for desirable. And, beyond these casual ebullitions of sympathy, few look for enjoyment by fostering a passion in their hearts. One reason, in short, why I wish my whole sex to become wiser, is that the foolish ones may not, by their pretty folly, rob those whose sensibility keeps down their vanity of the few roses that afford them some solace in the thorny road of life. I do not know how I fell into these reflections, excepting one thought produced it, that these continual separations were necessary to warm your affection. Of late we are always separating. Crack, crack, and away you go. This joke wears the sallow cast of thought. For, though I began to write cheerfully, some melancholy tears have found their way into my eyes, that linger there, whilst a glow of tenderness at my heart whispers that you are one of the best creatures in the world. Pardon, then, the vagaries of a mind that has been almost crazed by care, as well as crossed in hapless love, and bear with me a little longer. When we are settled in the country together, more duties will open before me, and my heart, which now, trembling into peace, is agitated by every emotion that awakens the remembrance of old griefs, will learn to rest on yours, with that dignity your character, not to talk of my own demands. Take care of yourself, and write soon to your own girl, you may add dear if you please, who sincerely loves you, and will try to convince you of it by becoming happier. Mary. Letter 5. Sunday night, Paris, 1793. I have just received your letter, and feel as if I could not go to bed tranquilly without saying a few words in reply, merely to tell you that my mind is serene and my heart affectionate. Ever since you last saw me inclined to faint, I have felt some gentle twitches, which make me begin to think that I am nourishing a creature who will soon be sensible of my care. This thought has not only produced an overflowing of tenderness to you, but made me very attentive to calm my mind and take exercise, lest I should destroy an object in whom we are to have a mutual interest, you know. Yesterday, do not smile, finding that I had hurt myself by lifting precipitately a large log of wood, I sat down in an agony till I felt those said twitches again. Are you very busy? So you may reckon on its being finished soon, though not before you come home, unless you are detained longer than I now allow myself to believe you will. Be that as it may, write to me, my best love, and bid me be patient, kindly, and the expressions of kindness will again beguile the time, as sweetly as they have done tonight. Tell me also over and over again that your happiness, and you deserve to be happy, is closely connected with mine, and I will try to dissipate, as they rise, the fumes of former discontent that have too often clouded the sunshine which you have endeavored to diffuse through my mind. God bless you. Take care of yourself, and remember with tenderness your affectionate Mary. I am going to rest very happy, and you have made me so. This is the kindest good night I can utter. Letter 6. Friday morning, Paris, December 1793. I am glad to find that other people can be unreasonable, as well as myself. For be it known to thee that I answered thy first letter the very night it reached me, though thou couldst not receive it before Wednesday, because it was not sent off till the next day. There is a full, true, and particular account. Yet I am not angry with thee, my love, for I think that it is a proof of stupidity, and likewise of a milk and water affection, which comes to the same thing, when the temper is governed by a square and compass. There is nothing picturesque in this straight-lined equality, and the passions always give grace to the actions. Recollection now makes my heart bound to thee, but it is not to thy money-getting face, though I cannot be seriously displeased with the exertion which increases my esteem, or rather is what I should have expected from thy character. No, I have thy honest countenance before me, Pop, relaxed by tenderness, a little wounded by my whims, and thy eyes glistening with sympathy. Thy lips then feel softer than soft, and I rest my cheek on thine, forgetting all the world. I have not left the hue of love out of the picture, the rosy glow, and fancy has spread it over my own cheeks, I believe, for I feel them burning, whilst a delicious tear trembles in my eye that would be all your own, if a grateful emotion directed to the Father of Nature, who has made me thus alive to happiness, did not give more warmth to the sentiment it divides. I must pause a moment. Need I tell you that I am tranquil after writing thus? I do not know why, but I have more confidence in your affection when absent than present. Nay, I think that you must love me, for, in the sincerity of my heart, let me say it, I believe I deserve your tenderness, because I am true, and have a degree of sensibility that you can see and relish. Yours sincerely, Mary. Letter 7. Sunday morning, Paris, December 29th, 1793. You seem to have taken up your abode at Havre. Pray, sir, when do you think of coming home? Or, to write very considerately, when will business permit you? I shall expect, as the country people say in England, that you will make a power of money to indemnify me for your absence. Well, but, my love, to the old story. Am I to see you this week or this month? I do not know what you are about, for, as you did not tell me, I would not ask Mr., who is generally pretty communicative. I long to see Mrs., not to hear from you, so do not give yourself airs, but to get a letter from Mr., and I am half angry with you for not informing me whether she had brought one with her or not. On this score, I will cork up some of the kind things that were ready to drop from my pen, which has never been dipped in gall when addressing you, or will only suffer an exclamation, "The creature," or a kind look to escape me, when I pass the slippers, which I could not remove from my door, though they are not the handsomest of their kind. Be not too anxious to get money, for nothing worth having is to be purchased. God bless you. Yours affectionately, Mary. Letter 8. Monday night, Paris, December 30th, 1793. My best love, your letter tonight was particularly grateful to my heart, depressed by the letters I received for he brought me several, and the parcel of books directed to Mr. was for me. Mr. letter was long and very affectionate, but the account he gives me of his own affairs, though he obviously makes the best of them, has vexed me. A melancholy letter from my sister has also harassed my mind. That from my brother would have given me sincere pleasure, but for... There is a spirit of independence in his letter that will please you, and you shall see it when we are once more over the fire together. I think that you would hail him as a brother with one of your tender looks, when your heart not only gives a luster to your eye, but a dance of playfulness, that he would meet with a glow half made up of bashfulness, and a desire to please the... Where shall I find a word to express the relationship which subsists between us? Shall I ask the little Twitcher? But I have dropped half the sentence that was to tell you how much he would be inclined to love the man loved by his sister. I have been fancying myself sitting between you ever since I began to write, and my heart has leaped at the thought. You see how I chat to you. I did not receive your letter till I came home, and I did not expect it, for the post came in much later than usual. It was a cordial to me, and I wanted one. Mr. tells me that he has written again and again. Love him a little. It would be a kind of separation if you did not love those I love. There was so much considerate tenderness in your epistle tonight that, if it has not made you dearer to me, it has made me forcibly feel how very dear you are to me, by charming away half my cares. Yours affectionately, Mary. Letter 9. Tuesday morning, Paris, December 31st, 1793. Though I have just sent a letter off, yet, as captain, offers to take one, I am not willing to let him go without a kind greeting, because trifles of this sort, without having any effect on my mind, damp my spirits. And you, with all your struggles to be manly, have some of his same sensibility. Do not bid it be gone, for I love to see it striving to master your features. Besides, these kind of sympathies are the life of affection. And why, in cultivating our understandings, should we try to dry up these springs of pleasure, which gush out to give a freshness to days browned by care? The books sent to me are such as we may read together, so I shall not look into them till you return, when you shall read, whilst I mend my stockings. Yours truly, Mary. Letter 10. Wednesday night, Paris, January 1st, 1794. As I have been, you tell me, 3 days without writing, I ought not to complain of 2. Yet, as I expected to receive a letter this afternoon, I am hurt. And why should I, by concealing it, affect the heroism I do not feel? I hate commerce. How differently must head and heart be organized from mine? You will tell me that exertions are necessary. I am weary of them. The face of things, public and private, vexes me. The peace and clemency which seemed to be dawning a few days ago disappear again. I am fallen, as Milton said, on evil days. For I really believe that Europe will be in a state of convulsion during half a century at least. Life is but a labor of patience. It is always rolling a great stone up a hill. For before a person can find a resting place, imagining it is lodged, down it comes again, and all the work is to be done over anew. Should I attempt to write any more, I could not change the strain. My head aches and my heart is heavy. The world appears an unweeded garden where things rank and vile flourish best. If you do not return soon, or, which is no such mighty matter, talk of it, I will throw your slippers out at window and be off, nobody knows where. Mary. Finding that I was observed, I told the good women, the 2 misses, simply that I was with child, and let them stare and, nay, all the world may know it for aught I care. Yet I wish to avoid coarse jokes. Considering the care and anxiety a woman must have about a child before it comes into the world, it seems to me, by a natural right, to belong to her. When men get immersed in the world, they seem to lose all sensations, excepting those necessary to continue or produce life. Are these the privileges of reason? Amongst the feathered race, whilst the hen keeps the young warm, her mate stays by to cheer her. But it is sufficient for man to condescend to get a child in order to claim it. A man is a tyrant. You may now tell me that, if it were not for me, you would be laughing away with some honest fellows in London. The casual exercise of social sympathy would not be sufficient for me. I should not think such a heartless life worth preserving. It is necessary to be in good humor with you, to be pleased with the world. Thursday morning, Paris, January 2nd, 1794. I was very low-spirited last night, ready to quarrel with your cheerful temper, which makes absence easy to you. And why should I mince the matter? I was offended at your not even mentioning it. I do not want to be loved like a goddess, but I wish to be necessary to you. God bless you. Letter 11. Monday night, Paris, January 1794. I have just received your kind and rational letter, and would fain hide my face, glowing with shame for my folly. I would hide it in your bosom if you would again open it to me, and nestle closely till you bade my fluttering heart be still, by saying that you forgave me. With eyes overflowing with tears, and in the humblest attitude, I entreat you, do not turn from me, for indeed I love you fondly, and have been very wretched since the night I was so cruelly hurt by thinking that you had no confidence in me. It is time for me to grow more reasonable. A few more of these caprices of sensibility would destroy me. I have, in fact, been very much indisposed for a few days past, and the notion that I was tormenting, or perhaps killing, a poor little animal, about whom I am grown anxious and tender, now I feel it alive, made me worse. My bowels have been dreadfully disordered, and everything I ate or drank disagreed with my stomach. Still, I feel intimations of its existence, though they have been fainter. Do you think that the creature goes regularly to sleep? I am ready to ask as many questions as Voltaire's man of 40 crowns. Ah, do not continue to be angry with me. You perceive that I am already smiling through my tears. You have lightened my heart, and my frozen spirits are melting into playfulness. Write the moment you receive this. I shall count the minutes. But drop not an angry word. I cannot now bear it. Yet if you think I deserve a scolding, wait till you come back. And then, if you are angry one day, I shall be sure of seeing you the next. Did not write to you, I suppose, because he talked of going to Havre. Hearing that I was ill, he called very kindly on me, not dreaming that it was some words that he incautiously let fall which rendered me so. God bless you, my love. Do not shut your heart against a return of tenderness, and, as I now in fancy cling to you, be more than ever my support. Feel but as affectionate when you read this letter as I did writing it, and you will make happy your Mary. Letter 12. Wednesday morning, Paris, January 1794. I will never, if I am not entirely cured of quarreling, begin to encourage quick-coming fancies when we are separated. Yesterday, my love, I could not open your letter for some time, and though it was not half as severe as I merited, it threw me into such a fit of trembling as seriously alarmed me. I did not, as you may suppose, care for a little pain on my own account, but all the fears which I have had for a few days past returned with fresh force. This morning I am better. Will you not be glad to hear it? You perceive that sorrow has almost made a child of me, and that I want to be soothed to peace. One thing you mistake in my character, and imagine that to be coldness, which is just the contrary. For when I am hurt by the person most dear to me, I must let out a whole torrent of emotions, in which tenderness would be uppermost, or stifle them altogether, and it appears to me almost a duty to stifle them, when I imagine that I am treated with coldness. I am afraid that I have vexed you, my own Imlay. I know the quickness of your feelings, and let me, in the sincerity of my heart, assure you, there is nothing I would not suffer to make you happy. My own happiness wholly depends on you, and, knowing you, when my reason is not clouded, I look forward to a rational prospect of as much felicity as the earth affords, with a little dash of rapture into the bargain, if you will look at me when we work again, as you have sometimes greeted, your humbled yet most affectionate Mary. Letter 13. Thursday night, Paris, January 1794. I have been wishing the time away, my kind love, unable to rest till I knew that my penitential letter had reached your hand. In this afternoon, when your tender epistle of Tuesday gave such exquisite pleasure to your poor sick girl, her heart smote her to think that you were still to receive another cold one. Burn it also, my Imlay. Yet do not forget that even those letters were full of love, and I shall ever recollect that you did not wait to be mollified by my penitence before you took me again to your heart. I have been unwell, and would not, now I am recovering, take a journey, because I have been seriously alarmed and angry with myself, dreading continually the fatal consequence of my folly. But, should you think it right to remain at Havre, I shall find some opportunity in the course of a fortnight, or less perhaps, to come to you, and before then I shall be strong again. Yet do not be uneasy. I am really better, and never took such care of myself as I have done since you restored my peace of mind. The girl is come to warm my bed, so I will tenderly say good night, and write a line or two in the morning. Morning. I wish you were here to walk with me this fine morning. Yet your absence shall not prevent me. I have stayed at home too much, though. When I was so dreadfully out of spirits, I was careless of everything. I will now sally forth. You will go with me in my heart, and try whether this fine, bracing air will not give the vigor to the poor babe it had, before I so inconsiderately gave way to the grief that deranged my bowels and gave a turn to my whole system. Yours truly, Mary Imlay. Letter 14. Saturday morning, Paris, February 1794. The 2 or 3 letters which I have written to you lately, my love, will serve as an answer to your explanatory one. I cannot but respect your motives and conduct. I always respected them, and was only hurt by what seemed to me a want of confidence and consequently affection. I thought also that if you were obliged to stay 3 months at Havre, I might as well have been with you. Well, well, what signifies what I brooded over? Let us now be friends. I shall probably receive a letter from you today, sealing my pardon, and I will be careful not to torment you with my querulous humors, at least, till I see you again. Act as circumstances direct, and I will not inquire when they will permit you to return, convinced that you will hasten to your Mary when you have attained or lost sight of the object of your journey. What a picture have you sketched of our fireside! Yes, my love, my fancy was instantly at work, and I found my head on your shoulder, whilst my eyes were fixed on the little creatures that were clinging about your knees. I did not absolutely determine that there should be 6, if you have not set your heart on this round number. I am going to dine with Mrs. I have not been to visit her since the first day she came to Paris. I wish indeed to be out in the air as much as I can, for the exercise I have taken these 2 or 3 days past has been of such service to me that I hope shortly to tell you that I am quite well. I have scarcely slept before last night, and then not much. The 2 misses have been very anxious and tender. Yours truly, Mary. I need not desire you to give the Colonel a good bottle of wine. Letter 15. Sunday morning, Paris, February 1794. I wrote to you yesterday, my Imlay, but finding that the Colonel is still detained, for his passport was forgotten at the office yesterday, I am not willing to let so many days elapse without your hearing from me, after having talked of illness and apprehensions. I cannot boast of being quite recovered, yet I am. I must use my Yorkshire phrase, for, when my heart is warm, pop come the expressions of childhood into my head, so lightsome that I think it will not go badly with me. And nothing shall be wanting on my part, I assure you, for I am urged on, not only by an enlivened affection for you, but by a new-born tenderness that plays cheerily round my dilating heart. I was, therefore, in defiance of cold and dirt, out in the air the greater part of yesterday, and, if I get over this evening without a return of the fever that has tormented me, I shall talk no more of illness. I have promised the little creature that its mother, who ought to cherish it, will not again plague it, and begged it to pardon me. And, since I could not hug either it or you to my breast, I have to my heart. I am afraid to read over this prattle, but it is only for your eye. I have been seriously vexed to find that, whilst you were harassed by impediments in your undertakings, I was giving you additional uneasiness. If you can make any of your plans answer, it is well. I do not think a little money inconvenient, but, should they fail, we will struggle cheerfully together, drawn closer by the pinching blasts of poverty. Adieu, my love. Write often to your poor girl, and write long letters, for I not only like them for being longer, but because more heart steals into them, and I am happy to catch your heart whenever I can. Yours sincerely, Mary. Letter 16. Tuesday morning, Paris, February 1794. I seize this opportunity to inform you that I am to set out on Thursday with Mr. and hope to tell you soon, on your lips, how glad I shall be to see you. I have just got my passport, for I do not foresee any impediment to my reaching Havre, to bid you good night next Friday in my new apartment, where I am to meet you and love, in spite of care, to smile me to sleep. For I have not caught much rest since we parted. You have, by your tenderness and worth, twisted yourself more artfully round my heart than I supposed possible. Let me indulge the thought that I have thrown out some tendrils to cling to the elm by which I wish to be supported. This is talking a new language for me, but knowing that I am not a parasite plant, I am willing to receive the proofs of affection that every pulse replies to, when I think of being once more in the same house with you. God bless you. Yours truly, Mary. Letter 17. Wednesday morning, Paris, February 1794. I only send this as an avant-coureur, without jackboots, to tell you that I am again on the wing, and hope to be with you a few hours after you receive it. I shall find you well and composed, I am sure, or, more properly speaking, cheerful. What is the reason that my spirits are not as manageable as yours? Yet, now I think of it, I will not allow that your temper is even, though I have promised myself, in order to obtain my own forgiveness, that I will not ruffle it for a long, long time. I am afraid to say never. Farewell for a moment. Do not forget that I am driving towards you in person. My mind, unfettered, has flown to you long since, or rather has never left you. I am well, and have no apprehension that I shall find the journey too fatiguing when I follow the lead of my heart. With my face turned to Havre, my spirits will not sink, and my mind has always hitherto enabled my body to do whatever I wished. Yours affectionately, Mary. Thank you for being here and sharing this journey with me. I'll see you in the next part, here on She Reads Tales.